It's a beautiful Friday morning in the city of Lagos. Good morning and welcome to Today in the News on Vanguard Live. My name is Ololade Esther Deomi. Let's get started first with the Vanguard newspaper. On the top right corner, it says Tinubu celebrates Vanguard publisher Samamuka at 90, confirms him over 60 others with national honors. You can find that story on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. IBB apologized to us for annulling June 12. ABIOLA'S son says. You can find that story on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. On the top left corner, it says, I do not view one-party state as good for Nigeria, Tinubu says it is in order to see opposition in disarray, reels out achievement in 2 years. Tinubu has transformed decayed Nigeria, Fabio says. You can find that story on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Let's take a look into the Punch newspaper. As a major headline on the Punch, it says, Knox, kudos as Tinubu honors June 12 heroes. Soyinka 58 others honored. Sarowiwa Ogoni 8 pardoned. Critics flay president for Umar Dumakin, other commissions. You can find that story on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Democracy Day fireworks. Tinubu opposition trade blows. You can find that story on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. And on page 10, it says, protesters, APC supporters hold parallel rallies in Lagos, Abuja. Away from the Punch newspaper into the Nation newspaper. On the top right corner, it says Nigeria meets 97% of OPEC output quota. You can find the story on page 7 of the Nation newspaper. Man survives. 260 killed in London-bound Indian plane crash. You can find the story on page 25 of the Nation newspaper. Honors for heroes. Performance award for Kudirat, Yaradua, Sarowiwa, Soyinka, Basoni, Akinyemi, Dare, others get national recognition for pro-democracy actions. Tinubu affirms commitment to multi-party politics. You can find that story on page 26 of the Nation newspaper. On the front page of the Guardian newspaper, it says, President, Nigerians differ on progress, impact 32 years after. You can find the story on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Democracy Day, Tinubu honors Alex Ibru, Kudirat, Nwosu, Akinyemi, others with national awards. You can find the story on page 9 of the Guardian newspaper. On the top right corner, it says one passenger survives as plane crash kills over 260 in India. You can find the story on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper. And on page 3, it says June 12, Soludo, Fashola, Jega, advocates electoral reforms national rebate. NNPC remits 4.7 trillion naira as oil revenue shortfall hits $5.7 billion. You can find both stories at page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. International Day, emergency services at risk, over 80% blood shortage in hospitals. A story can be found on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Abiola family seeks legislation into institutionalization, June 12. Alia accuses religious leaders of fueling insecurity in Benue. You can find the story on page 38 of the Guardian newspaper. Windstorm kills 6, injures 30 in Taraba. You can find the story on page 36 of the Guardian newspaper. Varsities must score 70% in 4 key areas to get full NUC accreditation, says federal government. That's all the major headlines we have today. Join us after the break for a brief analysis of some of the top stories. Welcome back. If you're just joining me, this is Today in the News on Vanguard Live. My name is Ololade Esther Adeumi. Let's take a look into our top story for today. It says, IBB apologized to us for annulling June 12, Abiola's son. Lekon Abiola, one of the children of late Moshood Kashimawo MKO Abiola, winner of the annulled June 12, 1993 elections, yesterday disclosed that former military president General Ibrahim Babangida has apologized to the family for invalidating the polls. Lakers said this at the MKO Abiola Memorial Symposium and preparations for the launch of a book, MKO Abiola Symbol of Democracy, held in Lagos under the aegis of the Kudirat Initiative for Democracy, KIND. He also urged President Bola Tinubu to ensure the federal government pays all the outstanding entitlement owed to his father, saying past administrations had failed to do so. Addressing newsmen, the late politician's son said the public apology tendered by Babangida came as a relief to the family because it ended all controversies surrounding the winner of June 12. He said, "We returned from the United States of America. We have met IBB, and he has apologized privately to us. When he came out publicly to say that he was sorry for annulling the election and that MKO won the election, he did what he had done privately in public. Every year, he always sends someone to come and represent him here on June 12th occasion. Before now, for the private apology, there was nothing we could do about that. It is as though someone punched you in public and said sorry in private. For him to come out publicly to admit that MKO did win the election makes us feel at ease publicly. This is because some people are always saying, are we even sure we won the election? But now, Babangida, has released the full results. Officially, it is now known that MKO won the election and that it is no longer a controversy." Meanwhile, the author of the book, Dr. Layo Adeniyi, said, "The book is about 440 pages. I can tell you there's nothing you want to know about Abiola you won't find there, and particularly the situation now in the country as far as security is concerned, and above all, disunity. The book is all about Abiola. I traced his roots, background, and business growth. I also talked about his beginning in politics, which started with the defunct National Convention of Nigerian Citizens, NCNC, and above it all, he sojourned in the National Party of Nigeria, NPN, before the last dispensation. But the most important reason why I think it was very necessary to tell the story is that no election in Nigeria had ever been so free and fair." Thank you very much for staying with us. Remember, for more engaging stories, you can follow us on all our social media platforms as seen on the screen and on our website at www.vanguardngr.com.